Only 32% of financial aid tertiary students graduate after 5 years of study. Poverty and a lack of family support forms part of the reason, but one of the biggest contributors is first-year students aren't properly prepared for tertiary demand. So why is basic education failing one of its vital mandates? With me to speak on this is Moses Simelane, the Director for Inclusive Education at the Department of Basic Education, Wandile Wandike, Chair of the Gauteng Congress of South African Students, the first-year student, Mbali Magubani, also Joel Mamabolo from SASCO. We've also have Ikamva Youth Nande Ngubeni. She's a partner support coordinator. Very good to have all of you with us. Let me start off with you as a student. Tell us about your story and what you've experienced.
Okay, actually I'm a third-year student, not first year.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So the transition was very hard in the sense that the demand placed on you as a varsity student are not the same as in high school. Because in high school we are expected to absorb and reproduce, but in varsity you're expected to absorb, understand, analyze, and then redesign what you've learned. So it's a bit hard to do that, to do what is required of you, because that is not what you're used to, especially when it comes to academic writing. Let's say, for example, in English high school, the best essay you could write is "the best day of my life was such and such and such." And then you get to university and you have to explain how schools enable or disable epistemological access. Firstly, you don't know what epistemological access is, so that is where the struggle is. Secondly, you don't know how to write academically, so you feel like you're not qualified enough, especially when you come from a public school. And then you have your counterparts who come from private schools who have a little bit of experience, especially if they did IEB, because that needs them to critically analyze situations. So it becomes a thing of, I feel so stupid, why am I still here? And then you write your first assignment and then you get 49 as opposed to the 80 you got in high school, and then you feel that you need to drop out because you're not good enough. So it's not that easy.
Wandile, I'm sure you hear quite a bit this sort of story. What's going wrong there, do you think?
Yes, indeed. You see, one of the most critical challenges that we are facing, especially in basic level, is that there are no teachers who are passionate about teaching. Especially, you see, when you are teaching, it's not the fact of having a teacher giving a visual, an audio vision of the textbook, but we need someone who can give out a content that is clear to students, and as well explain it thoroughly to students, because now the Department of Education is running just to finish syllabus, and that is compromising the quality of education, especially at the basic education. And also teacher attendance and learner attendance. It's one of the critical issues that needs to be taken care into, because now it's compromising the quality of education at the end of the day. You find out there are teachers who do not attend most of their classes, and learners also don't attend some of their classes simply because of a certain behavior of a teacher. Now, those are the challenges that we are facing in high school currently.
Wow, I mean, quite a few accusations there. Teachers not doing their bit, students not prepared after they leave school. I mean, where's it going wrong?
Well, thank you, Jane. I think where we need to start and unpack the challenges is actually accepting that it's not everyone who is academically inclined, and universities are for academics, preparing future academia. So therefore, we may find that there are students who actually, cross over from schooling to university and may find themselves a bit overwhelmed. And there are actually a lot of factors that we may need to explore. In part, we could look at issues of, preparedness, but the issue is we need to look at it from a perspective of aptitude, interest, ability. I think those are key. Personal attributes that will also be a factor when it comes to going to university. Secondly, the way I look at it, a university is a completely different environment. So there are issues of transition, issues of adaptation, and issues of even social support or support structures within universities, and those will differ from university to university, by the way. But I think from a basic education perspective, we may accept the fact that, over a number of years, our curriculum offerings have been mainly academic.
Okay, I mean, is that what it is? Is it that some are more inclined, better prepared for this than others?
Yeah, I think that also contributes, but what we need to look at is that the basic education, what is it, the content that is trying to prepare students towards the higher education? That's why the transition becomes difficult for students, irrespective of their ability or any other thing. The curriculum content that you get from a basic level, does that curriculum content prepare you for the curriculum content that you are going to get when you go to the higher institution of learning? The question is that if these are two separate things, how do you then manage the transition from a basic level before you take that student and before you even check his ability and so on and so forth?
All right, we're going to take a quick break now, and then I'm going to come back to you too, because I know that you bear the fallout of all of this, don't you? Or you pick up the fallout from all of this. We'll continue with the conversation after this.